got my 10,000.
10,000 steps a day, the holy grail of healthy living. We've all heard it, but did you know it's a complete marketing gimmick? It wasn't coined by doctors, rather it was invented by a Japanese company in the 1960s to sell pedometers.
Huh? I mean, even though it's a marketing ploy, we all know that moving more makes us feel better both physically and mentally. Now, normally, 10,000 a day is a complete non-issue. I live in New York City, I can't bring my car here, so I'm forced to walk everywhere and it just happens naturally. That is, until...
Once the snow shows up, I stay in more, and as a result, it gets dark. Seasonal depression hits me hard. I'm fairly certain it's because I move less.
So, I decided to get a walking pad. I think it's here.
For the next 30 days, I'm putting this thing to the test. What tasks can I actually do on it? How many calories does it burn? Will it fix my mood and give me abs? And most importantly, is it worth the $300 price tag? So let's set up this bad boy. This is the WalkPad C1. I chose this one after deeply researching all the competitors. The reasons I chose it were, it's got an automatic mode where you just walk on it and the motor fires up. That's big for me because there's no remote to lose. The second is that it folds, and I hate clutter. Downside, it doesn't have an incline, and it has an older motor, which doesn't have the brushless technology. So will it sound like a quiet hum or a GT3 doing launch control?
Honestly, the thing is way bigger than I envisioned. So it does fold. Feels very solid. 220 pound capacity. Speaking of which, see how much I weigh before.
Sheesh. Alright, let's give this thing a test drive.
Damn it. Okay, now we're walking. It's pretty loud. When you walk towards the front, it goes faster. And then when you walk towards the back, it slows down. Wow, that works pretty good. See how fast can I get this thing to go? Well, I forgot something of critical importance. No funny business before we go into sport mode. All right. Weird thing is that there's no edges to really stop on or kind of have to jump off if you're going too fast, right? Top speed is like a brisk walk if you have long legs. Oh, now let's take this upstairs.
And while I do that, I'll tell you my plan of attack. Every day, my first meeting is at 11:45. I work on West Coast time on the East Coast. It's a check-in call or a stand-up, as they say in the business. As I'm not required to say much on the call, I think I can get away with walking during it.
And most importantly, I don't need to be on camera during the call. But if I did have to be, let's see if I could do it. Very convincing. In the wise words of BJ Fogg, James Clear, Gretchen Rubin, Kathy Milkman, Stephen Guys, Laura Vanderman, Darren Hardy, Daniel Kahneman, Susan David, Cal Newport, Ariana Huffington, Brian Tracy, and Amy Johnson, I need to start small. So while I'd like to make my goal 10,000 steps a day, I need to build the foundation of the habit, which will start off as just folding it out every single day. Then I can use it or not, but I'd like to use it on that morning stand-up call.
Guess which bozo forgot to plug in his microphone? I think I said something like, "Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's been 5 days. Something about the noise." Oi. Now this is the default noise level of my room. It's pretty loud. I live next to a busy road, but then this is what it sounds like with the walking pad going. Now the noise level doesn't really bother me because I'm almost always wearing my headphones while working.
One of the most common questions that people have is, what kind of tasks can you actually do while on the walking pad? So the things that I found were the easiest were meetings where I didn't need to talk much, chugging through my emails, brainstorming, and the number one thing, which was shocking, video editing. This is pretty much in line with the research that I did to find what other people are doing with their walking pad. Now, what are the things that I absolutely cannot do while on the walking pad? First one being reading. I get car sick pretty easily, so this is not that surprising. But allegedly over time, this goes away. So we'll see if by day 30, I still feel a little motion sickness while reading. The second thing that is absolutely impossible to do is writing. Anything that's super typing heavy, so this also goes into coding. Good thing I don't code anymore. Now, the second biggest question that people had was, how many calories do you actually burn while on the walking pad? I'm not sure. Let's walk for an hour and see how many I burn.
You'll never guess who forgot to plug in the microphone again. The main thing that dawned on me during this session was that I actually don't like the automatic mode. It's quite hard to focus on staying right in the middle of the walking pad so that your speed doesn't increase or decrease while you're focusing on another task at hand. I think I much prefer the manual mode where you set a speed and it just sticks there. So I finished up the session exactly 1 hour. Can't read it on my phone, but I swear it says 1 hour. And my health app told me that it was 261 calories.
Which is about as much as... So this is not gonna get you super slim, but every little bit adds up and makes a difference. Three weeks in, and so far so good, though I have run into a couple of issues. For starters, if you're using this on a hardwood floor, it is incredibly loud. So putting something beneath it is absolutely critical. For now, I'm using my yoga mat, and in the future I'll probably get some kind of rug. Now next up, if you're using a chair, you run into a bit of a space issue where it is hard to fit under the desk. Now what I mean by this is even when the treadmill is folded, there's still not enough room to slot in your chair. So I've kind of created two setups. One for my walking setup, and then the second, when I change my desk into sitting mode, I move my laptop over. So I know initially my goal was not to get 10,000 steps a day, but after about a week, I realized that I was hitting it without even trying. So I downloaded this cool app. It's called the Steps app. Basically, it allows you to have a little widget in the top corner that is a counter for how many days in a row you've hit 10,000 steps. So on day 21, I'm on a 15-day streak, and today will probably be the 16th. So has it increased my movement? Absolutely. And even more so, I found that just my general focus is so much better. But that could just be due to how recently I got it. Maybe it will level out over time. 30 days. So we did it. This started off as a way just to get more steps during the winter when it is near impossible to go outside. And I think in that regard, it worked. We ended up getting 24 out of 30 days this month with 10,000 steps. But that's where I thought it would end, when actually this helps me focus for longer, and I just weighed myself in and I have dropped 5 pounds in this month. Now, I also go to the gym 4 to 5 times a week and eat pretty healthy, so I'm not really sure how much of it is due to the walking pad, but every little bit counts. So now the question, is this worth the $300 to $500? Honestly, no. The two main reasons that I bought it were for the automatic feature and the fact that it folded, but both of those turned out not to be great selling points. I mean, I basically keep it out at all times, and I find that I just like setting it to a slower speed and not have it modulating my speed while I'm working, because that threw me off. So honestly, you can spend $50 to $100 and get the equivalent on Amazon. And on that note, it's time for me to get back to work. Thanks for watching.